Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about something a little heavy called
Plagiarism.
So before we talk about this, let's just put this out there. The reason I'm doing this is because of now that we moved to an online learning environment as a regular e-learning teacher with the board, I know this happens every time I get stuff handed in. Okay? I don't want to sound like a heavy, but because I actually believe so strongly in what I do, which is ensure students learn, if you're not creating work that is original, you're not proving you've actually learned anything. That's why copying and pasting is plagiarism. It's because it's not your thoughts. It doesn't prove you can think. It doesn't prove you understand what we're learning or what we're covering. But here's the thing. For the most part, I mean, there are exceptions. There are some kids who plagiarize on purpose, right? And those are usually kids who have procrastinated too long and now they're panicked because the deadline has approached and they're in trouble. But for the most part, most plagiarism, I find and I believe, is innocent plagiarism. It's accidental, partially because people don't realize they're doing it, either because they don't know what plagiarism actually is. They think they do, but they don't, and they're just not paying attention, or both, one or the other. So let's take a look at this. So let's say right up here is the original text, and I'll read it just so we're clear. Notice the color coordination, right? First sentence, a rock on the grass is a stable item. Second, the wind will not move it, nor the grass push it upwards. And finally, that's because a rock is a dense object that is heavier than both the force at which grass, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. So let's take a look over there at this student's submitted work. A stone sitting on grass is very stationary. Okay? Blowing air doesn't move it, and growing vegetation won't push it up either. This is because stones are heavy. They are stronger than wind or plants pushing upwards. Many of you listening to this video may have written a sentence like that from research like that, and that is plagiarism. Surprised? A thesaurus doesn't make it yours because it's not the words that matter. Plagiarism isn't about copying words verbatim. That's copyright infringement. Plagiarism is the theft of thought. Pretending someone else's thought is yours. And if you take sentences and you say the same thing with different words in the same order, that is not your thought. You are mimicking someone else's thought. And that, as a teacher, I care about not because I'm trying to catch ya, but because it doesn't prove you know anything. If you can't read a sentence or a paragraph and then turn it into a totally original one that you wrote, it's because you don't actually understand the original paragraph or concept well enough. That's why we as teachers need to see original assignments, because it proves the learning, which is what we're supposed to be evaluating. So, something like that, we've all done it, probably, right? Accidental, either didn't know it. Or two, here's where it also comes from. Comes because you work together with people to help brainstorm or on a project, whatever, right? Got their advice, got their help. But then you didn't leave. You didn't leave those people in that group and you worked too closely together, and so all your work ended up sounding the same. And the other way, and even I've done this, is that your research is careless. Take a look at this in the middle, right? If this is your research note, take a look. Let's read the original text again. A rock on the grass is a stable item, which you might turn into a dot jot that says, rock on grass stable. How about the second one? The wind will not move it, nor the grass push it upwards. And you might have turned that into, wind won't move / grass won't push it up. Totally normal dot jots from those sentences. The problem is when you then go to write up your final work and you expand those dot jots, they're going to turn into sentences that sound just like the original. That then becomes plagiarism. So as I said, most plagiarism is accidental. So here's what you have to remember. One, what plagiarism actually is. It's the theft of thought, not words. Two, most of it's accidental. If you want to avoid it, the best ways are, one, assume all your research notes are plagiarized. And so when you use them to create your final work, make sure your final work is totally different than your dot jots. And three, if you're working with others to try and sort out how to get through an assignment, no problem, great, awesome, using your brain, brainstorming, more minds, better. But then leave. Move away from those people, get off whatever shared document you might be on, and create something original in isolation. Then you will absolutely for certain have original work. All right? That's what we have to remember in this environment, because it is so easy when you're just researching things online or working together online in shared documents and stuff to plagiarize, either on purpose or by accident. And the things you are submitting, I'm watching for it. I catch it almost every time. So if you are someone that's trying to do it on purpose, please do not. So on that note, I'm sure everything will be great. If you have any questions or you're confused, let me know. And I'll throw you a paragraph just so you can see what something that would not be plagiarism. And then you can pause the video and read it. But I assume you can do that on your own. All right? See you later.